Riv, I saw your tweet the other day about how you think the Clippers are dangerous, and you regret that you put them in a tier below than our playoff tier rankings.
That's like not at all what I said.
I thought
What
it was
did
about
you say
Draymond.
exactly?
Yeah. I can't believe you just twisted a tweet up. That's like not even close to what I said. Yo, what is wrong with you, bro? No, what I
He made a
said
genuine
was,
mistake, Riv.
no, he read it. I know he read it, and I know he was preparing to come up here and cap, bro. I know he did, bro.
So you're
Well,
not
is that
high
what
on the
happened?
Clippers at all.
No, I think because they played a good game. They've been playing good lately. Really good lately. Kawhi's been playing good. James Harden's been playing good. Zubac has been playing really great this year. They haven't had the benefit of all four of their top guys being healthy throughout the season. That's Zubac, that's Norman Powell, that's Harden, that's Kawhi. My tweet was just, man, listen, if
This is what you said verbatim.
go ahead, there we
Like
go.
I said on the pod, Clippers, ... I see a world, ... What's the world that you see?
Drew, you tell me, was that anything of what he said?
I'll be transparent with you. Now that I've heard the tweet, Joel, you were so far off. However, I felt as if you were talking about the Grizzlies on the pod.
Yeah, I was. But
Not the Clippers.
I was telling Dels, I was telling this to Dels, man. Dels always listening to me, man. That's my dog. I was telling this to Dels, man. Listen, if they can avoid OKC and grab one of them young teams in the first round, I see a world. Like there's this world where you can
They
see.
can beat your Memphis conference finals.
Listen, Memphis, Clippers play them tough. Clippers are a tough team. I don't want to shoo them away.
I'm going to sound like OG this segment. I'm realizing.
They're a defensive-minded team. Harden's been playing really great as of lately.
He's been cooking.
Zubac's
Last
been
15,
great.
26, 6, and 9.
Yeah, he's been great. So it's really just, can they put it all together? I think defensively they'll be fine in the playoff series, but offensively, can they have those really good performances to where they can, and they're sitting at 7th. They're not even 8th right now. The Minnesota has dropped to 8th. So now you're looking like it's that 6, 7, 8 is going to fluctuate for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So if there's position where they can play Houston, if there's position where they can play Memphis, those are series where you're like, all right, we're playing these young teams. We're both defensive-minded teams. We have Kawhi. Why wouldn't they feel confident going into the series? If Kawhi is playing, and then James Harden's playing like that. You got Zubac playing like that, and then Norman Powell's been really good this year. So it's all about the confidence walking in. And teams get hot late, and the Clippers have been hot. They've been playing really well. So I just, I don't want to look past them. I think they're a team that's going to be a tough first round matchup for damn near anybody. I just don't want to look past them because the seeding can fluctuate, the standards can fluctuate. Like not anything is set in stone right now.
Can they go to the conference finals?
No,
probably not.
All right, can they go to the conference finals? They could. If you can promise and guarantee Kawhi Leonard looks like he did against the Cavaliers for the rest of the season. If you can promise me that, they can go. Because James Harden's been hooping. Zubac has been one of the better offensive centers, and obviously you know what he brings on the defensive side.
Do you?
Listen, I've become aware. Can you give me a break?
Right,
I've become aware.
He's a top 5 center this year.
As long as you become aware.
I've become aware. Yes.
Jakob baby.
You said what, John?
Top 10 for sure. The Jakob comment, I was adding that, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, John. Yeah, John. Some people
is a good
I'm thinking this year has been.
Joel, can I have a second? Joel, can I have a second to talk to John real quick? Dude, Jakob Poeltl is a good basketball player. Zubac.
It was a bad statement.
Turned into this year. I don't want to have a
Zubac was good last year.
I don't want an eye roll. He wasn't.
I might be wrong. Was that from the recent King of the Hill on the centers?
That was like King of the Hill.
It might have been.
And I said, I bow out to Zubac. Zubac got it now.
Zubac is better last year, though.
I might have remembered incorrectly.
Was he?
No, yeah, he was.
You're not miss. No, we had one early in the year.
Earlier in the year, yes. Earlier, yes.
No,
anyways, I'll continue. Joel, I'm sorry, you were talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, John. I mean, you said top 10 for sure. I was talking to Carson. I DM'd him because he quote tweeted my tweet, and I had some words for him. So, number 1, I think it's Jokic. Number 2, Wemby. Number 3, Anthony Davis playing a 5. Number 4, Cat. I think those have been top 4. I think Zubac you can debate this year with Sabonis, and with Bam Adebayo and with Porzingis. He has the health and availability argument over Porzingis. He has the defensive argument over Sabonis. Ivica Zubac, when he's on the court, he's in the 90th percentile in terms of defensive rating. He's a great shot blocker. He provides an interior presence that Sabonis doesn't provide. And I think the defense is the reason why you can argue that. And with Bam Adebayo for half the season was all right. I mean, he just as of recently started playing better.
We know what Bam is. Bam, the first half was slow. He's been coming on lately, even though the Heat have been fucking dog shit. So how much do I really care? I don't know. But I mean, for the last 3, 4, 5 years, we've been taking Bam over Zoo pretty comfortably.
Zubac the last 15 games. Yeah, that's why I said this year, because the last 15 games, he's averaging 21 and 12 on 67% true shooting. The only player that has a better point differential than him this year, according to Cleaning the Glass, is Nikola Jokic. Like, that's how impactful Zubac has been for his team and for the Clippers this year. And for the majority of the season, Kawhi was not playing, and it was Harden, Norman Powell, and Zubac, and it was their show. And Zubac consistently was either the best or the second best player for them every night.
I feel it in my heart that I'm ready to sound like a hater to Zubac, so I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to say nothing on him except
high road.
He's been amazing. He's been awesome. He's been far better than I gave him credit for in October. And Riv, I appreciate you keeping me accountable, because apparently you saw that he could transcend into this. And for that,
to all Cinder.
Tip my cap to you.
Why do you think Sabonis has been better than Zubac?
Who, me?
Sabonis has been great this year.
Sabonis
he's been great.
He's my guy.
Sabonis.
I'm going to take Sabonis over a lot.
I'm not saying Sabonis hasn't been great, but the expectations we had for the Kings and the Clippers coming into this year.
The answer is Sabonis.
It's
different. Not his fault that the Kings are trash.
Yeah. This is where
Sabonis has been the best version of himself defensively ever in his career.
But the best version of himself defensively is not close to Zubac.
Not close. I guess that's true, obviously. But even still, he was last I saw in on and off. He was still in the 80, like low 80th percentile on and off defensive. So, anyways, I still feel like offensively, it's Sabonis. I'm not thinking twice about that. Defensively, yes, it's Zubac. But again, Sabonis has been good on defense this year, and he's added a consistent 3-ball to his game. The answer is Sabonis. Kristaps Porzingis healthy. The answer is KP. Bam Adebayo, hey, this year, this past 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, he's been locked in for a majority of this season. You're not wrong, Joel. You're not. But you still would take Bam Adebayo. I'm with you, Joel. That being said, the Clippers, I can't find myself buying in fully because they are so untrustworthy. James Harden's untrustworthy in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard's body's untrustworthy, even though when he's on the court, you know that he's amazing. It's a matter of, are we on the court? That's why I can't fully invest in them. I think that when you look at that game versus the Cavaliers, it gets you thinking. It gets you back into the grandeur side of the Clippers, that, wow, this could be one of the best teams if they were just healthy. The defense they give you every single night. And now we have Kawhi Leonard and obviously his offensive guru, with now James Harden being his most efficient self. I can see the world where it's possible, but then you understand that they've just been so unreliable down the stretch, talking about Kawhi, talking about James Harden's playoff woes. I just think that that's where I find myself not attracted to the idea. I found myself from this version of Kawhi to when we last spoke about them, moving them from I think they can't win a playoff series to they can win a playoff series. But again, I feel safer on the side of going that they can't, because Kawhi has proven to me, or at least proven to us, that his body just breaks down. And it's sad because we know how amazing he is, but it's just the truth.
As long as they avoid OKC, I think they can win a playoff series.
Let me ask you guys the question.
They could beat the Lakers.
They cannot beat us.
I wouldn't say they would, but I think that's a tough series if Kawhi is like 100%.
It'll be a great 5-6.
I think the number one thing for them is just Chris Dunn and him being unplayable in the playoffs. They leave him wide open, but he's been one of the best defensive players on the planet.
Yeah,
but with Harden, Norman Powell, and Kawhi and Jones Jr. and Zubac, and then Bogdanovich has found his stroke with the team too. Harden and him have an excellent connection. I could Zubac is a tough matchup. I mean, listen, I think the Clippers are really good, and Zubac this year, last 25 games, 19 and 13, 66% true shooting. The Clippers are 6.4 points better on defense with him, 91st percentile, 8.6 points better on offense, 96th percentile. He's 70% at the rim, and he has 9.9 estimated wins on the season, which is 6. Only Ant-Man, Giannis, Tatum, Jokic, Nesje are higher than him, and he's 54% in the short mid range. That hook shot that he has is pretty much automatic, when he shoots it. So
It is.
I think the Clippers have a lot of talent at their disposal.
Joel, question.
Can I ask one last name, Riff? Hartenstein or Zubac? Who's been better this year?
Zubac.
By comfortably?
No.
In my mind, yes.
I have to whisper Zubac.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Zoo's been amazing. I'm not gonna say he hasn't, but I'm surprised how quick we answered.
He was just so important to them. Like Hartenstein's important too.
Hartenstein was
Obviously.
huge.
You're an elite defense without Hartenstein.
Than he would lead you believe, but it's Zubac.
Without Chet or with Chet?
Both. Without both, they're an elite defense still.
Without both, they're still elite.
OKC,
Wow.
yeah.
I believe you. I'm not going to doubt it. I'm just going to look it up.
Now, elite might have been strong, but they're great. Elite might
What's
have
your
been.
question, Riv?
Question.
Facts.
Joel,
I never forget about you.
you know what? Then that's why
Love you.
Drew Dels. That's why I'm warming up to you again, man.
Real.
Warming up to you again. Yo,
That
Joel,
moved me.
Well, question. What moment in the past 2 days that has changed your mind on the Clippers?
Cavs game.
It's really not anything that changed my mind. I
You
think
put
that
them in the,
game.
you put them
Gotta
in
be.
the that last tier. What was the tier called?
they can win a playoff series.
No. You didn't have them in there.
Yes, I did.
You're
You had them in the
No,
under
I
tier.
didn't.
No. Joel did have them in the tier that they can win a playoff series.
Oh.
I was the one that said that I don't see it
Yeah.
because
I
I
would-
can't trust them.
Yeah, the
You
only
know,
two teams
don't
I
say I
had
don't
there.
got your back.
Yeah,
You
the
know I
only
got your back.
the only two teams I had in there were the Hawks and the Magic. Those only two teams I got to get ready for the offseason. But no, the Clippers I thought could win a playoff series, and I was writing down just scenarios of just every team in the playoff bracket, and I was writing down what's the best storyline, and then kind of just ranking them, like what their storyline would be. If the Clippers were to miraculously go on a championship run this year, I think that takes the cake.
Can we stop?
I think it'd be the best. This is Kawhi Leonard's last dance, the last hurrah. James Harden finally gets over the hump. Zuwal Cinder getting traded by the Lakers and now becoming this star with the Clippers. Bogdanovich finding his stroke. Derrick Jones Jr., Dallas Maverick storyline ties. He goes there. I mean, I'm thinking of this world, Dels. And I'm thinking if the Clipper, if Kawhi Leonard has one last hurrah, hey, we've seen it with the 2019 Raptors.
Stop, man.
So I am pleasantly surprised. They are still elite, Riv. I'm going to give them elite without Chet, without Isaiah Hartenstein this season. They're in the 91 percentile, 91st percentile in points per possession on defense, 88th percentile in EFG, 99th percentile in turnover percentage.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Their rebounding obviously stinks, but oh my God, without the two of their bigs, they're still incredible.
Yeah, I feel like the foundation of their defense is just swarming to the ball with their guards and being pesky on defense. And when Hartenstein and Chet were out, they had an elite defense, and that was with J-Dub at the 5. And J-Dub was showing Draymond Green defensive flashes, just being able to play all 5. I think he's one of the few players that could guard all 5 positions.
No, he definitely can. I think, Joel, I think what you said was perfect, man. It would be a great story. I mean, Kawhi Leonard with all the injuries he's dealt with. Let's not forget, this is a team that let Paul George walk going into a new arena. We were talking the regular season. Oh, my God. The Clippers are about to give a top 5 pick to OKC because Kawhi is going to be out and they're going to be dog shit. But let's be real. Let's be honest. This team has virtually no chance of making the WCF. They have a 65% chance of getting bounced in round 1. Even if they played like Memphis, I don't know if I'd be taking them in that series.
Really?
I think where you could sell me is Kawhi in March is averaging 25 and 7, 50% from the field, 40% from 3. That's where you could be like, listen, Kawhi's going to go into that series. He's going to do this. He's going to be the best player on the court. You got Zoo playing well. James Harden's going to have a good playoff series for the first time in 4 years. That's where you could sell me on. But you'd have to be a pretty good salesman to be able to push that over on me because they're a good story. But this team is not some team that's going to be able to go in and walk these other teams that have been consistent from day one in a 7-game series. I just don't see that happening.
I love Dels. Dels is making a take.
I'll sell you Dels because I'll say the quiet part out loud. The Clippers can absolutely win a playoff series this year. If they face the Houston Rockets in the first round, which right now is the current 2-7 slate, absolutely. They're both a top 5 defense, both top 10 net rating. And the question to me is, do you trust Kawhi Leonard and James Harden more than Amen Thompson and Alperen Şengün in their first ever playoff run?
What about Jalen
That's
Green
the
on a potential
matchup.
heater?
Against this Clippers defense,
Dude.
I'm skeptical he's going to be able to do that. And when you look at Tyronn Lue in the postseason, every single year they're a pesky, tough first-round
Ime.
team to play. Ime, he's a great coach too, but I believe that Tyronn Lue doesn't get nearly enough credit as much as he deserves to be in that tier of top 5 coaches. So to me, this Clippers team's one that they definitely need the right matchup. But right now, if they get that 2-7 matchup against a young, kind of limited offense in the Rockets, I would take the Clippers.
Is that the only
I think-
matchup?
Yeah, probably. The Grizzlies I would take, but I believe it'd be a great 6-7 game series. I'm going to still go with Memphis in that one because I think that they have a lot more going for them. And
Can the
even
Clippers beat the
still-
Nuggets? No trolling. I'm being serious.
The Clippers can't
You know
beat
how much
Golden
we
State.
The Clippers can beat Golden State.
They wouldn't match up.
I'm just saying, I just throwing out.
Harden versus Steph?
Is like-
Riv, you know better than that.
No.
Oh.
It's Steph versus Kawhi. It's not Harden versus Steph.
It's Harden versus Butler.
Yeah, and we know who's taking that too. But
Harden.
you know what?
Harden,
Playoffs.
the top
Playoff
5
Jimmy's
shooting
a
guard of
different
our
level.
generation, of the
Playoff Jimmy's
entire
one of the best
history
of
in
our
NBA.
generation.
Sure.
Stop.
Yeah.
Harden.
Yeah. Okay.
Playoff Jimmy. Got it.
Playoff Jimmy's the thing.
Clippers. We fall for it every year.